Greetings from Cobweb Cottage. We love the cottagecore lifestyle because it is inspired by the past, but it takes modern concepts for sustainability and puts them together in a pretty package. And that's pretty much the lifestyle we've been living here for the past couple of years. But it wasn't until the quarantine during the last year that we were able to really finally take bigger steps in doing things that were great for the environment and made our lives look more vintage too.
We would like to share with you 5 eco-friendly ways that we have been learning that's become a permanent part of our daily lives.
So number 1 is ditch plastic and use a basket.
Why do you like baskets so much?
Baskets are a great sustainable way to just avoid using plastic too much. You can use it for going on a picnic or getting your groceries, and you can use them in your home as well to just make everything look more vintage and
They look very cute.
They do.
Yeah.
At first I thought I wouldn't have enough room to keep baskets in this tiny cottage, but it totally became a part of our decor too. It's one thing to say, oh, just use a basket, but it's pretty hard to actually avoid consuming plastic products, and we've been learning a lot about recycling.
One lesson we have learned is to really look for this recycling logotype at the plastic containers and plastic bags, because much of the plastic cannot be recycled, and where does it end? In a pile in the nature, in the landfill.
Yeah.
And we kind of want to avoid that, so at least when we go shopping, I have become more aware of looking for that recycling logotype.
It's kind of embarrassing. Can I tell a little story?
Of course.
About how when we first moved here into the cottage, we didn't know that we had a local community recycling center for almost a year. And for that whole year, we were just kind of consuming our whatever, groceries and not really thinking about whether it was plastic or paper. We were just throwing everything in the trash because we didn't know how to recycle it. And then we found out it was literally 5 minutes away. And we had also been throwing away all of our vegetable scraps too. So our trash always smelled, and we had a giant trash can, and it was just awful. And as soon as we started recycling, we realized, wow, we were wasting so much.
And not only did our kitchen start to smell more fresh, but the trash pile was so much smaller.
We had a designated drawer for recyclables, but even then I was like, how can we just cut down even on recycling these? So we've been taking more steps as we can to replace things, packaging with package-free things. There's some great websites like packagefree.com where you can switch out your plastic dishwasher stuff to bamboo or wood, and it actually just makes your home look so much more charming too that way.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
I totally agree. I agree. Number 2 is to go more organic. And that's something we have been doing gradually, and the benefit is endless by eating organic. And it's kind of hard to do full on change, but at least it's an idea to try to switch out the stuff you use daily. Also, we have been using something called Misfits Markets, which is very good. They deliver vegetables, organic vegetables that is in season, directly to your door, and the name is called Misfits, and
It's cute.
It's very cute. They are a little bit misshaped, stuff that wouldn't go to the shelf in a store, but it tastes the same and it's delicious. It's local, organic, and cheaper.
What I love about Misfits Market too is on their email newsletter, they give lots of great tips about just how to maximize all the great organic food that you're getting, and recipes for even like how to use different parts of the plant that you're not used to using. Or something that we started doing in the last year that blew my mind was that you can use all of those organic vegetable scraps, like the carrot peelings, potato peelings and all kinds of things. You can put them in the freezer and use them to make your own vegetable stock, like a broth. And it tastes so good. It's like the best broth we've ever had. And it just feels like you're not letting anything go to waste.
Another tips that we learned is to grow our own vegetables. But if that's not possible, there's a lot of farms that have their own little shops where they sell their own vegetables and products. And it's worth a visit.
And there's sometimes cute animals there too. Number 3, switching to natural products. And by that, we're talking about the products that we've been using to clean the cottage. So I found out this really cool way to make your own cleaning product, which has actually been my favorite that we've been using now.
Can you explain for us?
It's basically a vinegar and water infused with citrus peels. And so it's like an all-purpose spray that smells like, I think it smells like an orange grove. And it's so refreshing.
So don't get rid of the peels.
Exactly. Because the only thing you can't really put in a vegetable stock is like fruit peels. And I was like, what can you do with citrus peels? Because we have a lot of lemons and limes and oranges. So I read that you can just put them in a jar in the refrigerator with vinegar. And you can even add fresh herbs, cinnamon sticks, like different things you have on hand to add a little more spice to the smell. And you just keep adding the peels in the fridge and just give the jar a little shake every once in a while. And then once the jar gets full, you can strain it through a cheesecloth and make sure that you get out as much pulp as possible because it can clog the spray bottle. But other than that, it's super simple. You add water in with the vinegar citrus infusion, and then you have this beautiful, wonderful cleaning spray that makes the house smell so good.
I would say that if you accidentally spray yourself, getting it on your lips, it happened to all of us, at least me. You don't have to worry that it will be chemicals and such stuff. It's interesting with vinegar that you can use it for so much things, and even use it when you do laundry.
Very true.
It's a very endless possibilities there.
What is the other funny way that I have been repurposing things for cleaning products?
You have saved the old tea leaves.
Yeah.
The used one. You simply put it on a baking sheet and just let it dry.
And this was another thing I just was like, there must be a way to repurpose all these tea leaves, because that was another way that I wanted to try to be more sustainable, was by switching from tea bags to loose leaf tea, which is wonderful and it tastes so much better for me. But you end up with a lot of tea leaves, and you can put them in the compost. But I was like, there must be another way to use them. And then I found out, you can dry them and you can sprinkle them on the floor and then just vacuum it up, and it helps like absorb odors. And you can even put a few drops of essential oils in with the tea before you put it on the floor, and then it makes the house smell so lovely and refreshing.
So let's talk about bees for a little moment. They can do a lot of good stuff. Honey and also beeswax candles. That's way better for you, for the air that you breathe in your home, because they purify it. They purify the air. So number 4 is baking. And that's something that I keep close to my heart. And
Very good at it.
oh, thank you. It's just something special to bake, and you decide what you put in your dough. You can avoid like fake produced products.
And avoid the plastic that comes on usually all
Exactly.
the bread.
And maybe you can also like take less sugar if you want to avoid sugar. And there's so much you can do. Bread is a favorite. Muffins and sponge cake. Pies.
Pie.
What is a cottage without pies, right?
Have pie.
And it's endless opportunities with pies. What you put in the filling. I feel you can live on pies. If you eat a new pie every day, you will still last you for years.
Yeah.
Cinnamon rolls, mud pie.
Why not?
Put the mud pie in a pie.
Well, something that I think we tried last year that was extra cottagecore was making violet shortbread cookies. Do you remember?
Violet.
Yeah. So I think a really extra fun thing to do is to go foraging and bring your little basket and then wear a nice pretty dress and just go out in nature. And isn't it fun to forage for berries and edible flowers? Of course, you always have to be extra super careful that you know that you're foraging the right thing and using the right part of the plant. But when you make something floral like that, it just comes out so beautiful, and it feels like you're eating like a fairy
It's almost
cake.
sad to eat it.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Number 5 is buying secondhand when possible. And what do you say that we buy that secondhand?
I would say, what do we not buy secondhand?
That's true.
Because I would say almost all the furniture we have is bought secondhand.
Mm-hmm.
So it has a unique story behind, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Is it been lived?
Yes.
And I would love to hear what it would say. Like who sat on you, if it's a chair and stuff.
Yeah. So we found everything either by going to estate sales, Facebook Marketplace, thrift stores, antique fairs, all kinds of things, and they're all fun experiences.
What's your favorite secondhand product to buy?
Well, I do love to thrift for my clothing. I love to find a good deal at the thrift store when I find like a true vintage piece.
It's fascinating to see older pieces of clothes that you find on an estate sale that outlive like the newest shirt you have.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in the days when they made that shirt, it was made to last forever.
And isn't there something so just timeless to see clothing hanging up on the laundry line and just kind of seeing it drying and in the wind, and it just feels so nice.
So where would you go to find the clothes online if you want to buy vintage clothes?
Well, if I'm looking for true vintage, then I think places like eBay and Etsy are great places to look. But if you're trying to find just vintage style clothing, which is more affordable, then lately I've been going on Poshmark, and ThredUp is actually an online thrift store. That's really great because they kind of filter everything by size and color for you, so you can find more of like exactly what you're looking for. Because lately, thrifting in person has not been that great for some reason, so I've actually been finding a lot more stuff online lately. And if I do buy some vintage reproduction, then I try to only buy something that I know I'm gonna really get a lot of use out of in my wardrobe. We have been really trying to pare down our clothing and really focus on things that make us happy here at the cottage, and we've really been learning a lot, wouldn't you say, about how to just be more eco-friendly and also to do it in a way that makes us happy. You don't have to be super minimal to be eco-friendly. You can still do it in a cozy cottage kind of way. So we hope you enjoyed hearing some of the ways that we've been learning to be more sustainable here at the cottage. And let us know if you would like us to go into more detail about any of the different topics that we mentioned. And most of all, we just want to say that we're still learning all the time.
Yeah, we would like to hear what you do. If you have something you can teach us, please let us know.
Because everyone's situations are different and unique, and there's different ways that you can learn to, you know, be more eco-friendly and add vintage touches into your life. Cottagecore style that everyone's seeming to embrace, that we love so much. And it's funny because, you know, we've lived here 4 years, but it really wasn't until the last year of quarantine and everything that we actually got to really live the cottage life and find ways to make all these changes. And we've been so much happier.
Thank you for watching our video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks for watching, and bye for now.